I'm Al Rosen, and you're watching iBaseball Extended.
You became the owner of the Giants. What were you really thinking about then? I mean, what was on your mind? Were you
With great
was
excitement.
A major. You're getting into this to make.
It's something. It was a very exciting challenge, you know, to have an opportunity to be at that major league level, and to have the chance to turn around an organization that was really in trouble. You know, it drawn 600,000-700,000 people. Some of the personnel there were not quite right, and we had a lot of different things to do in a lot of different areas. And the first year was really almost like a nightmare because I got to learn about the baseball business and had some people around. Speck was very knowledgeable. He was very experienced, so learned a lot from him. You know, we hired Pat Gallagher, hired some good people. And it was, you know, I always look back as probably one of the great experiences of my life, the 17 years we had the ball club. It was great because I always parked in the players' lot, and I always wanted to go in and talk to the manager, just, you know, what's going on, what's happening, and whatever, chat. And I love the association with the ball players.
Well, listen, I played, like I said, I played, I don't know, maybe 6, 7, 8 years in the major leagues before I even saw an owner. I never even seen him. Maybe at the, from a distance at a table at a function, and that was it. So,
well, you know, everybody's a little bit different, and I really enjoyed, you know, doing that.
We played golf together, and we've done some things together on the side, and it's been from my standpoint, it's been a
well,
bonus
from mine too, because I enjoyed all of that.
You overpaid?
I remember, I think it was Houston, where all of a sudden the team bus disappeared. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, I did not have anything to do with that.
Well, you drove it.
No, I didn't touch that. That was somebody else.
I don't think so. Well, you get credit.
I was in Chicago, where
you get
Mr.
credit for
Kruko
it.
and I.
You get credit for it.
That was the Chicago bus when we had some of the guys go down and do some stuff in Chicago. Mr. Kruko got interrogated for that. I was left out of that, fortunately.
Experience in itself, and that the earthquake happens, 504.
Tell me about it. It really ruined it, kind of. It was too bad that it happened.
10 days.
Cost me a start, which...
10 days of just negotiations. The commissioner wanted to move it to San Diego, and had a couple of private meetings with the mayor, Art Agnos, in Al's apartment, and told him after everything we've gone through.
Yeah, no way.
One thing I'm just thinking of that, the first day we ever had the ball club, 1976, I got a phone call from Jim Barr, who was player rep, at 7 in the morning, whatever time it was, said, I've got a call from the Dodgers, from their player rep, and they're not going to play, and we've got to cancel the game. I said, after what we've gone through to get this ball club, I said, I'm not a perfectionist, but I said, if that's the case, we're going to win 9-0 by a forfeit, and we'll take it. At that time, the municipal railway drivers were on strike. And the Dodger rep, who was a relief pitcher for the Dodgers, I can't think of his name.
Mike Marshall.
Might have been Mike Marshall. And he didn't want to cross the picket line then.
Wasn't Ron Paranowski?
No. I think it was Marshall.
Was it Mike Marshall?
And anyhow, he came up to my office, and I told him the same thing. And that day, I met Tommy Lasorda for the first time. He was third base coach under Alston. And he went into one of his tirades about his pitcher, about that so-and-so. And the guy got in the game. We won the game. I forget the score, but he was left in a long time because he was getting his brains beat out. So there was all kinds of interesting little things. Today, no.
Not at all.
And I loved it. I think it's, you know, it's the salaries and the attitude by the owners. I've always said, you know, the players sit back and they just get more and more money, and I don't hold any grudges. That's, you know, that's fine.
Just like
but
me,
the stupidity of the owners is
it's always somebody,
outrageous.
isn't it? Tom
It's
Hicks
just
or
great.
Mr. Steinbrenner or somebody doing
Yeah.
something. Ted Turner.
I mean, at the time when I was there, Steinbrenner was getting 80, 90 million from local radio and television.
Right.
San Diego and Seattle got 2, 3, 4, 5 million maybe.
And Giants Vision became an entity.
Yeah. Cable, yeah, Giants Cable Vision, Giants Vision.
Did that help?
Yeah, sure, it did help.
It did help, didn't it?
You know, because Oakland and San Francisco is one of the bigger markets.
No, but you would have never gone against your baseball guys.
No,
No
I
matter
mean, it's, you know.
if they were adamant about it, you would have.
And one of the things that I think hurt the Giants was when they signed Barry Bonds for the last year or
There's
so.
no question about it, because it took so much focus off of everything else in the organization. And as you know, your scouting and player development and your scouts, and that's very important. They were having so much success with one guy,
Yep.
and then they got caught with their pants down. See, no minor league players, no assets, and now all this
Makes a big difference.
payroll, and they were spoiled. They had those, what was it? How many consecutive days in a row with the sellouts and all that stuff?
Yeah.
They got spoiled, and it came back.
And didn't go back to the basics.
Yeah. Well,
You know, keeping the Giants in San Francisco and what we accomplished with the organization and the people we were associated with, you know.
I can give you one thing you're probably proud of. I already mentioned this. You got to do the math. He buys for $8 million and he sells for $100 billion. That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good return.
Pretty good, but it wasn't all net. There were lots and lots and lots of expenses.
Well.